Fatima, over here. So you after you're waiting for the decision and everything, you're feeling good and everything, and I see you go over to the side of the cage. You're signaling to a bunch of people in the crowd. Is that like your crew?
Yeah, that was my family over there. My entire family, mom, dad. I'm one of 5 siblings, so there's a lot of us and my 2 nephews, and obviously there was a big crowd, so I had a hard time finding them right away. But man, I can spot them from a mile away.
Did you get to see them like afterward or?
I haven't gotten to see him yet, but as I was exiting the tunnel, I was they were like right above me, and so it was super sweet moment. I mean, even seconds like that are seconds that I'll never forget.
What did you think about kind of this litmus test here against a veteran like Angela Hill and someone in the rankings? Now that you were in there, and I know you were disappointed in yourself, you didn't get the finish, but what did you think as far as kind of how you measured up to this level?
Yeah, I think personally, I'm always a finisher. I'm always looking for finishes, so I am a little disappointed in that. I'd love to go back and rewatch it. I think my performance was very dominant all 3 rounds, but I expect more from myself. But I am excited to be able to take this win in New York City and move forward. And I think fighting Angela and fighting her the way I did is going to greatly prepare me for what's ahead.
What was the experience like for you? Obviously, you're still kind of in this moment that I'm going to ask you about, but you and Erin Blanchfield fighting in the same card. She's about to be going basically after this fight. What's it like for you right now as you kind of deal with all these nerves that you probably still have for your friend?
Oh my gosh, I mean, before I walked out, like Erin came into the room, and it's kind of like crazy. I mean, I'm going to walk out to a fight. You're just coming in. You still have like a couple hours before you fight. And we just kind of like shook hands, and I think we just looked at each other like, let's go, let's do this, you know? And you could just, without much words even being said, you could just feel the intensity. And I feel like Erin's going to put on a massive performance tonight. She's going to show the world why she deserves the title next. And man, I wish she was fighting right now, because I'd be like talking to you and watching her.
Well, I was going to say, are you hoping that we can get you out quick, and where are you going to go if you can?
Oh, I'm going straight to the locker room. Maybe I can sneak in the corner. Maybe they want to know.
All right, thank you.
Team right here. I know we talk about like litmus tests, and Angela's like a veteran in the sport, but what was it like when, she made her debut when you were 14? So I guess like what was it like fighting someone with that much experience in there?
Oh my God, that is so crazy. I didn't know that. I feel like my jiu-jitsu career really prepared me for a moment like this. I was 14 fighting people that were like 30, and sometimes I win and sometimes I lost, and I'd always go back to the drawing board and reevaluate and see where I can get better. And so I feel like the years leading up to now, and always fighting women that were tougher than me, bigger than me, older than me, just everywhere, I feel like I learned how to deal with that. Mentally, physically, emotionally, obviously physically, because I was like, oh my gosh, I hit her with everything, and it was like I was hitting bricks, So I feel like my mentality going into this fight was I knew how durable she was going to be, and it wasn't just putting her out. It was like, how can I just like drown her out? And I feel like that's exactly what I did.
Do you think it'll come full circle and you'll have to fight someone like 12 years, 15 years from now that made their debut?
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait for moments like that. Like, I always, like, look ahead, and I'm like, man, I hope I fight somebody like me one day, so I could get a taste of my own medicine. But until then, I plan on finishing everybody in my way.
And you said, you knew how durable she would be and everything. You just talk about that spinning back fist and the head kick at the end, because I think like anyone else would probably have gone out.
Oh, my God. I was like, all right, this is it. I was like, I got it. My hoops were up so much. I was like, I got her now. It just goes to show, like, who she is. Her resume really speaks for itself. I mean, I feel like people say that a lot, but I really realize it now, fighting somebody like her, that her resume is no lie. Her wins, her losses, even just the tough fights she's been through. I mean,
yeah,
she's like going to be 41. I'm 25. She's tough as rocks. But I'm just super excited to be able to share the cage with her.
And then like last one on Angela, you said, you knew it would be tough and veteran, she's seen everything in there, but like round 2, she clearly made adjustments and was stuffing the takedown. Did you kind of I'm not saying were you happy that happened, but like you must have had to change game plans on the fly and kind of show other avenues of your game too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, she changed her game plan. It's great. I mean, that was I think for me, like, I'm so happy that was a tough fight for me, because I feel like I'm gonna be able to go back and really learn so much from that. But hey, listen, I have a great team behind me, great corner, and I knew that I could overcome adversity. And that's exactly what happened. And as she's changing her game plan, I'm changing mine.
And last one for me, 3-0, 2025. How would you grade your 2025?
Like 95% out of 100. It would have been 100 out of 100 if I got it finished, but I'm going to say 95. How would you rate mine?
I mean, it's pretty hard to go 3-0 in one calendar year in the UFC.
All right.
Then cap it off in Madison Square Garden.
Okay, I'll
Pretty
take
perfect.
it. Thank you.
Fatima right here. So you were critical, saying that you're not too happy with your performance, but I mean, I see you taking on a crafty veteran who's really tough, and to me, it was like a pillar to post performance. You won the boxing, you won the kicking, you got the takedowns, you dominated the grappling. Why are you so critical? I mean, I thought you looked amazing tonight.
Thank you. I feel like I don't know if I'm remembering it right or I'm just really hard on myself. I feel like I got to go back and watch it because I feel like everybody's saying like, "Oh, you did so well." Even my coaches were like, "Why are you so upset?" I just think I have just really high expectations for myself, and I guess maybe when I don't reach them, I'm not as happy. But I don't want my feelings to ruin my moment, so I'm trying to be like, "Oh, I did it." You know, if I see a number 12 next to my name next week, I forget I was ever unhappy.
Obviously, this card is loaded top to bottom. The UFC can only do so much promotion, so many people. But there was a bunch of prospects that got a lot of attention this week. You didn't really get that. I mean, you've got one loss in your career. It was short notice, up a weight against a stud. I mean, do you think the UFC kind of missed the opportunity and that you should have been the prospect getting the attention?
Yeah, I do think so. I think when I see things like that and maybe other people getting more attention than I am, I just try to really stay stale-minded and know that God has a plan for me and that, hey, if they don't want to believe in me now, I'm going to make them believe in me. And if it's not now, it'll be my next fight or it'll be my next fight. So I think my fights are going to speak for themselves. I feel like they already do. And I know when it's my time, it'll be my time.
So at 25, you're at that age where you're not even in your prime yet. You can still make big leaps and improvement. I mean, it's hard to see where you can improve, but obviously I'm sure you know. Is there something you like, I need to work on this and I'm going to be better at this next fight?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I walked out of that cage with like 300 things that I could have done better. Even though I think I did really well. Yeah, I'm going to keep those to me, though. I don't want to be spilling out my secrets to the rest of 115 because I'm coming after everybody that's ahead of me now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just one here from me. Talk about, what a tough fight it was. And I guess it's a twofold question. One of the judges did score the second round for Angela. So I guess what was your mindset going back to the stool after the second round? Did you ever feel in danger in that round? And then when they read the scorecards, what was going through your head?
Man, that's crazy that they scored the second round for her. And I feel like that's exactly something where, which makes me think, oh, I didn't do so well because previous to, Jasmine, I've never even lost a round. And so when I hear I lose rounds, gives me, the ick. I really don't like it. But I wasn't too worried about the decision, honestly. I mean, I think my takedowns in the first round made it obvious. My ground and pound, my takedown in the third round made it obvious. I think I was really piecing her up on the feet. And this is exactly why I want to finish people because I don't want to leave anything in the hands of the judges. And obviously, not everything's going to go exactly the way you want it to. But trust me, I'm going to be pushing hard to be finishing people even more now. If you saw a little bit of what I could do earlier this year, ain't nothing you're going to see in 2026.
CFFC champs are doing very well tonight. I don't know if you saw everybody so far, 3-0. There's one left to go. Do you guys have a sort of a kinship amongst CFFC veterans when you guys see each other in the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, I've come across Kyle a couple times. It was cool. Me and him actually were on the same CFFC card. I don't know which card exactly it was, but we shared a card together. And so I think it's really cool to see familiar faces that came from the local scene now in the UFC. And yeah, I'm really glad that he's been able to obviously get in and do really well.
Do you keep up with them? Do you still follow the CFFC and watch some of the bets? I know that the relationship with the UFC is starting to get a lot closer, but I don't know if you keep track of them. Do you see more people from the CFFC coming up to the UFC?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like I really do try to follow amongst the people that helped me get to where I am today, and CFFC definitely gave me that platform. Obviously, I was able to take home 2 belts with them. And so I feel like without the people that gave me that chance, that I wouldn't be where I am today. And so, yeah, I'll support CFFC, and I go to their shows here and there in Philly and in Jersey. And so, yeah, I'm just, watching other people's careers succeed bring me a lot of joy.
Fatima over here. Congrats on the victory. I know one thing you take a lot of pride in is being an aunt to 2 twin boys. How special was it to win in front of the whole family tonight at home?
That might be my favorite question so far. Yeah, I felt like as soon as I won, I was looking for them right away. I mean, secondary, first to my career is my family. My family's the only reason why I am in this career. They put me in this at such a young age, and my dad has worked in the city his whole life, and when I was like 16, I was driving to him in the city to work with him before I was in the UFC, and people would always be like, "What are you doing here doing like commercial flooring? Like, go achieve your dreams." And I just feel like it's come full circle now, being in Madison Square Garden and being to fight in front of my dad and my family, and being a role model to my nephews, I feel like I really want to be somebody that they could look up to as they get older, and almost like, yeah, just, see me as somebody they could run to and look up to.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fatima over here. Hi. For 115 significant strikes, 4 takedowns, is there anything specifically that maybe you were looking for next in an opponent?
Everybody, everything, anyone. I'm just excited to see what top 10 holds for me. I'm hoping I take that number 12 spot next week. I do think I deserve it. I plan on improving everywhere. That's a lot of significant strikes and good amount of takedowns. But again, I feel like I could do better and better. I want to do better and better. I plan on shocking everybody every time I fight them. I never want to be predictable. I never want anybody to feel like they've got me. And I never want to give a round away.
At the end of the fight, you had a pretty crazy combination where you're getting up from a takedown and you landed a wild spinning back fist to a right high kick. Do you just walk me through the last minute of the fight for you? It seemed like you were really going for that finish at the end.
Yeah, I was going for it because, man, I was desperate. I just wanted to finish. I mean, I love winning, but I think there's nothing like finishing. I feel like it's just like a super sweet moment when you're able to really take somebody out. It sounds crazy, but that's that's what it is. I just heard my coaches telling me to go, go, go. And again, I didn't want it to be close. I didn't want it to be even. I didn't want to be a split decision win. I wanted a finish, if anything, unanimous. I wanted to make it obvious. And so when I saw her down, I was just like, oh, yeah, this is it, And the head kick landed as clean as could be. And it was like, it didn't even hurt her. And I was just like, in a way, I was shocked that, like, oh, my God, how much more damage does this girl take? But on the other hand, it was, like, really getting me, like, all right, I will start throwing bricks, And so, I mean, I'm just happy that the fight went the way it did. I did get that unanimous decision. And, yeah, she is, like, man, really a brick wall.
I mean, you got the oohs and ahs from the crowd, even though if you didn't get the finish. But congratulations.
Thank you.